Greetings and felicitations, YouTube. Jarl of the Appian Way here. With... Yep. With, with multiplayer. With me playing in multiplayer. I know. Not something I do often. Partly because I am poop. I am legit multiplayer trash. Oh man. Um... so there's some in the community who think I'm actually, decent at the game, but what I lack, what most good players have, is a, a really solid understanding of what matchups are well and which ones aren't. But anyway, so let me go get into what this with this replay. And I knew as soon as I got this in quick battle that I was like, I've got to record this and I've got to put it up on my channel, no matter how embarrassing it gets. So here was the scenario. I'm on the Discord the other day with Wicked, and he had just finished up his own stream, and he was watching Felcon stream. I'm going to put this into pause real quick. He was watching Felcon stream, and he was waiting for an opportunity to try and quick battle join Felcon. So he waited until Felcon joined a quick battle, and then he spooled up quick battle himself, and then he ended up drawing Arkhan the Black. And his immediate reaction was, "Oh no, I got Arkhan the Black." Arkhan the Black is a well-known figure in the Total War multiplayer community. He's pretty good at this game. Pretty good. He's very good at this game. And then Arkhan the Black immediately dropped that game because maybe he was trying to quick battle with Felcon too. I don't know. So Wicked was like, "Oh well, I guess I'm not playing Arkhan after all." So then I'm going, well, it sounds like there's a lot of good people in the quick battle servers right now. Maybe I'll try and spool one up and just see what kind of battle I can draw. And no joke, I got Arkhan the Black. And I'm on Discord voice chat with Wicked, and we're cracking up about this whole scenario. So I know he's a good player. I think I need to stick to a faction I'm comfortable with, rather than something I just know will do well. So I picked Norska. I went Wolfric on horseback. But unfortunately, and I wasn't unaware of this, he does not have the when he's on horseback, he does not have armor-piercing damage. That's specific to when he's on chariot or on his war mammoth. And that's on me for not catching that sooner, because I was going to be counting on him to duel enemy lords. I also brought 2 feral manicores because I like their damage dealing potential. I had extra points for a Norscan Warhound. I put an extra XP Chevron on them just because I knew I was facing against Vampire Coast. I was trying to look for as many possibilities as I could, like, the Feral Manicores, the Norscan Warhounds, to get into the backfield and really deal some damage to the enemy skirmishers. I also brought Marauders with great weapons in case I needed to do some armor-piercing damage against infantry. Like Depth Guard, I brought 2 units of Marauder Champions. These guys they're meant to be tanky and hold out, and they'll beat the majority of Vampire Coast infantry in my mind. I'm thinking this because I'm not really expecting Depth Guard, but just in case there were Depth Guard, I did bring Marauders with great weapons to support the Marauder Champions. Also, I brought 2 Famir Warriors with great weapons because these guys will do great work against large armored targets, and Vampire Coast has plenty of that in their arsenal. And then because I know they have trash infantry like zombies and pirate deckhands, I brought 2 units of Marauder Chariots with the intention of running over my enemy. Now, I also knew going into this... one last thing. I brought a Famir Balefiend of Shadows with Melkoff's Mystifying Miasma, Pit of Shades, I believe, and... well, Penumbral Pendulum and Pit of Shades, yes. I don't think I ever actually get a chance to pull off the Pit of Shades because of the way he deploys. I'm going to go ahead and put this into slow motion now. Now, he counterpicked very, very successfully. And like I said, I went into this knowing I was going to lose. I just wanted the opportunity to learn from playing against, some of the better players out there. He brought 4 deck droppers, and he put 2 on each flank. And right there, I'm immediately counterpicked. My 2 Feral Manicores, though faster, will just spend the entire time trying to chase the deck droppers away from my infantry. And you're also going to notice that that my Feral Manticores don't get used effectively in that job because I have to spend so much time microing other things that I end up having my having my Feral Manticores chase deck droppers all over the map. So not the best use for them. But that's the story there, so you don't have to focus too much on that. Zombie Pirate deckhands, 3 of them intermixed with with pole arms intermixed with regular deckhand mobs, so 6-unit infantry here. He very wisely picks this spot on the map with depth guard on either flank of 2 Necrofex Colossuses and Count Noctilus, already activating Arcane Conduit on foot. Strategy-wise, I don't do the best thing possible. One of the things I could have done, and I regret not taking advantage of more, is because he didn't have very many skirmishers up here. I could have just parked some of my important units back down here on the other side of this hill, and I just could have AoE spell spammed this as much as possible. Anyway, we're going to let things kick off here. I do try to take a little bit of advantage of the terrain, but he's just going to park right here, and I take the bait and I come in to attack. I could have hung back and just, parked my army in the woods or behind this hill or something like that, and just let the Necrofex Colossus be ineffectual at range, and in the meantime let the deck droppers waste all of their ammo as my Feral Manticores attempt to chase them around. And they get some damage done, but they quickly just get shot in the back for minimal damage and chase me towards their Necrofex Colossuses, who are already taking shots at, as they should, my Premier Warriors with great weapons, who as of yet don't have a way to get to them. So I'm trying to skirmish away the deck droppers, but I didn't bring hunters with javelins, so I don't really have any answer to these deck droppers, and it was a pick that I did not see him making. But it makes sense. If you're going to go against a faction that does not have very many skirmishers, you can really punish them by bringing in flying skirmishers like this. Okay, so I try to get an early boat off, pull down the line, and I'm immediately satisfied with the damage output of that. Loved it. But, there's an easy answer to that, and that's called the Upgraded Invocation of Nehek from Count Noctilus. You can cast that for a very long time. I try splitting up my Famir Balefiends, or Famir Warriors with great weapons. Try just having them run around out in the front here, maybe get behind this hill, waste some Necrofex Colossus shots. As I'm getting my infantry into place, I'm trying to target my Marauders with great weapons into the depth guard, and it's an awkward charge, but I have my Famir Warrior show up, my Famir Balefiend, I should say, the Pendulum, and it hurts things right down the line. So you're going to see Count Nautilus join the fight. And I'm at the stage now where I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take my Famir Balefiend. I'm just going to park him down here and have him cast some spells for a bit. I'm going to try and sneak my my chariots through this gap here. He's going to pull up the depth guard. And I'm just going to try and push them down the line as best I can. As you can see, 3 deck droppers are free to shoot at Wulfric the Wanderer. So I have my Flying Manticores come back to chase that around some. I'm trying to bring my my Norscan Warhounds around back here. I'm hoping they can do some damage. Another Penundral Pendulum, because I had the Scroll of Power. That was one of my big tricks there. I was hoping to Scroll of Power, a second Penundral Pendulum, straight down their line and route or disintegrate their forces, but it didn't work the way I wanted it to. And Noctilus helps to chase off both chariots. Just right away, they're both gone. Famir Balefiend is back here. He's going to become out of position soon. Wulfric's going to continue to get shot up as my Feral Manticores chase off another unit. There goes another boat right down the line. I'm really trying to just disintegrate this section here, but it's not working as quickly and as effectively as I need it. My Famir Warriors with great weapons have taken a lot of damage at this stage, and I'm trying to get them through into the Necrofex Colossuses. They're the best unit I have for taking these down. Melkos Mystifying Miasma from the Famir Balefiend, and one of my warriors gets routed, which is a shame. I activate Sword of Torvald. I'm going to charge into this blob and go after Count Noctilus, thinking he's mine. Tanky boy is mine, mine, mine. And this fight does not go my way at all. As you can see, the pirate deckhand mobs are actually holding up really well against these forces, especially now that they've been joined by the depth guard. And then Foe Seeker gets activated, and I'm still thinking I should be winning this. And my Familiar Warriors with great weapons, they get pounced on by the pirate deckhand mobs, and this Necrofex Colossus gets out of here having lost only about a third of its health. So I'm pulling my Manticores back in. My Chariots are back, so I'm going to try and pull them around. My Famir Balefiend is taking damage now. Here goes a huge Doom Bolt attack. Wulfric the Wanderer is now down to half his health, and Count Noctilus is lost next to none. He is a really, really beefy target. Necrofex Colossus is doing just as much work against his own infantry as my guys are at this stage. I'm going to try and get these chariots in here. They get slowed down by enemy infantry. So more of my guys are routing now. I'm going to try and sneak my Famir Balefiend back here. Oh, maybe not. Wulfric is now just about down and out for the count. Out here, deck droppers are chasing injured Marauder champions. My two Feral Manticores are just being wasted at this stage. Noctilus has come out of hiding. My Famir Balefiend has taken a pounding from the Necrofex Colossuses. Power bar is starting to swing against me, but I don't just surrender here. I got more to learn, and I have tools to use, so might as well throw them in. Oh, this Balefiend just gets punished. So I'm going to dive them in on top of Count Noctilus. This is more for the memes at this point than for the victory. Can I get any kind of moral victory in this battle? And the answer is no. The Feral Manticores are going to go on a rampage here. I do get one of my Familiar Warriors with great weapons back, so I'm going to try and charge in. Chariots are still getting shot and pounded and hammered. And that Balefiend rounds. My Famir Balefiend, the Famir Warriors with great weapons routes. My Famir Balefiend routes. My balanced power is finally going against me, and it is done. A valiant defeat, it says, but I felt like there was something to learn here, which is when you see your enemy in an obvious defended position, and they've only brought, a couple of deckhand mobs to try and force you into a skirmishing position to attack their line, don't take their bait. You have Feral Manticores. Just stick them near your army, chase them off, and let that clock run down. If he's going to sit there in that kind of a defensive position, you don't need to attack that spot. If you have ways around it, and I demonstrated there were ways around him having encamped himself on this hill. I could have gotten around that. I counted way too much on the destructive power of Wulfric's boat and on the Penumbral Pendulum with the Scroll of Power. And while they were effective, I did not utilize them in the best possible way, just like I didn't utilize my Feral Manticores in the best possible way. And I didn't utilize the map's positioning in the best possible way. So there's all of that to learn from, and I was greatly appreciative to Arkhan the Black for giving me the opportunity to play against him in quick battle. Now, that being said, in competitive play, I don't 100% know that Arkhan the Black would have gotten away with that strategy. There is an element that says that your forces have to be engaged with each other. You must be moving forward. You must be attacking. And there are ways around that. You can have one unit go up at a time. But I would have liked my Feral Manticores against those deck droppers ultimately, because those deck droppers did very little damage. And as you can see, the strategies I did have, they counted for something, which was 76 kills on Wulfric, 110 on the Famir Balefiend. I wish I had noticed that Wulfric did not have armor-piercing damage on his base model, and that he needed to be on a chariot or a war mammoth. My Marauder champions did an okay job. His Depth Guard did phenomenal, however, and everybody had a job to do in his army, and they did it very well. And they were able to hold on a lot longer than I expected. And Arkhan the Black, what a tank. What a tank. I mean, wow. He really did a number on me. So Did I say Arkhan the Black? I meant Noctilus specifically. Anyway, that's it for that battle.